tonight, the news. Oh, no, sorry. I'm reading questions. Interestingly, this question says Alex asks, but then it says anonymous at the very end. So maybe Alex wanted to be anonymous. I'm really sorry, Alex.
There's many Alexes in the world.
That's true, but I'll tell you Alex's surname. Oh, no. Okay, so Alex asks, as one of Australia's great musical partnerships, what do you think has been the secret to your success after all these years performing together? Would you like to answer that, Deborah?
I think, I think there are, first of all, we really still like each other. And I really like what Willy plays. Like, he surprises me all the time. Sometimes they're not such great surprises, occasionally.
Well, that's the secret.
That
isn't
is, yeah. But like, it's great, he keeps me on my toes, and I think that's in a performance sense. And then when we're writing, we're very we're each other's harshest critic. And after close to 30 years of being in a relationship, we don't pull many punches, and so that's pretty good, because if you've got somebody who you can have that relationship with when you're writing, you're guaranteed to make yourself work harder, because they won't let you off the hook for anything. What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, we do insanely get on, because 30 years, it's amazing, really.
It's a long time.
It is a long
And we do
time.
spend a lot of time together.
Yes, we spend pretty much all our time together, though I can be seen these days running the darkened streets in the morning on my own.
And I've got the bed to myself, so that's quite fun.
So that's very unusual. This has happened because of COVID. I don't know what's going on. But anyhow, yeah, thank you for saying we're a great musical partnership. It's very nice.
Oh, Sandy asks, Alexander, maybe Alex and Sandy are the same person, because Alex is one shortening of Alexander and Sandy is actually another shortening of, and Sandy's also anonymous. I think Sandy and Alex are the same person. Just, positing here. Us, as musicians, how has this time of isolation impacted your songwriting? Are you feeling creative and inspired at the moment?
Well, that's an interesting question. We normally set aside time to write songs, and in the times that we don't set aside, things are just bubbling away, notes are being taken, ideas are being scribbled or recorded, but this was not set aside as a year to write songs. This was a year to be playing, and a couple of tours have been cancelled. So I can't tell you how it's going to impact our songwriting. I'm sure it will in some way, because it is a very strange life experience that the world is going through. I heard a man say, and I really liked what he said, which was, we're not in the same boat, but we are in the same storm. And so yes, everybody's facing it in their own individual ways, and our songs may or may not do that. But Deborah has been writing. She did want to do some writing of prose this year, so there's a secret
prose project.
A secret prose
underway.
Project. And also we do have a commission, which is not our songwriting, but we do have a compositional commission to be writing an opera, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. And we
That's
have
fun.
just very recently begun that. But that also has nothing to do with what we're all sailing through.
Well, I guess it's isolation. So isolation is it's also can be interpreted as quiet time. You can't, there's nothing on. There's no distractions. And no distractions are actually pretty good for a writer. So I'm sort of enjoying that thing where I don't have to be anywhere or do anything or see anyone or fulfill commitments that involve, time spent away from what I'm trying to dedicate myself to do, which is writing. So yeah, in a way, it's kind of a blessing. Anyway,
Tom asks, Deborah and Willy, do you need to schedule rehearsal time, or does it just happen?
It has to be scheduled if our daughters are involved, or if we have we're working with a band. But for Willy and I, no, it's not a matter of scheduling. It's just a matter of saying, what are you doing? Let's play.
Blends into the day.
Are you making bread now, or are you making music? So it's just yes, it all bleeds into each other, all activities. Kim asks, no, what happened then?
No, it's gone back to Tom. There we go.
Kim, everybody's anonymous here. Deborah, you have such an amazing voice. Oh, thank you, Kim. What were your influences in developing your vocal style? Well, when I was growing up, my father had an extraordinary large collection of music theatre albums, and I really enjoyed listening to Gwen Verdon and Judy Holliday and Julie Andrews and then all of those fantastic singers, Barbra Streisand, Judy Garland, Liza Minnelli, and then Patsy Cline, and then Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday, and I discovered Joni Mitchell when I was about 14, and Carole King, and then Susie Quatro. So there was Aretha Franklin. I don't know if I could pin it down to any one thing, but I think I'm a bit of a belter. I think I've got that aspect of my voice, and then sometimes I'm embarrassed about that, so I try and pull it back too. So
can I say something about your voice?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think so you've listed people you listened to.
Yeah.
But I think something about you, Deborah, is there's a lot of singers who sing in particular styles or sing particular licks, or they're part of a genre or tradition, but I think you've actually got a very unique voice.
Oh, thank you.
Which is a great thing for a musician. People strive for that, and I think, I know sometimes you think, I wish I could be technically better or be able to do this or do that, but I think that what you do have is a completely original style. You don't sound like other people. You just sing yourself, which is
thank you very much.
Great.
I should have mentioned also that I also love David Bowie and Tom Waits and Paul Simon and
you do sing like
and
Tom
Randy
Waits.
Randy Newman and Hank Williams and
drink.
Anyway, Dan Hicks. Deb and Willy, Ruth says. Deb and Willy, thank you. Such a soulful, expressive voice that riffs so beautifully with Willy's guitar. Who are some of your favourite duets?
Duets.
Well,
we actually played the other day because the wonderful American songwriter John Prine succumbed to COVID-19, which was very sad. And he did a wonderful duet with Iris Dement called In Spite of Ourselves, which is an amusing relationship song. So
we were playing it for a long time, and
we pulled it out the other day
great
after
tune.
he died. So
Gillian Welsh and Dave Rawlins just blend so beautifully together.
They
the
sound,
Leuven brothers.
It's interesting because the really great duos, they for me they sound like one item.
Like the Milk Carton Kids. It's hard to separate those voices.
Did you say the Everly Brothers?
The Everly Brothers. No, I didn't say them yet. No.
Simon and Garfunkel,
of course.
People who
Vicar and Linda Bull.
Yes,
close
fantastic,
to home,
of course. Yeah. And sadly, I because of Deborah's voice, I'm always trailing back there with the backing vocals, and I can't make my voice blend as one with Deborah's. But
I'm not much of a blender. Our daughters are pretty.
No, you don't have to be.
Our daughters are pretty impressive. Like that's something you can look up on Facebook. Sometimes when our daughters sing together, and they fight like devils, but when they sing together, they are angels.
That's true.
And it's a beautiful thing. So there you go. If you're watching tonight, girls,
So Laura asks, can you tell us more about the guitars you're playing tonight?
That's a good question, Laura.
Yes, Laura. They're both made by a Victorian luthier called Jack Spira, S-P-I-R-A. I don't know what. Jack's always working in isolation. He's a one-man operation, so I guess he's still making guitars. He made us we have 3 of his guitars, and they're very, very, very beautiful things. And Jack is a marvelous human being who will bend over backwards to. I just bashed my nose on the mic. Who will? It's either a big mic or a big nose. I'm not sure. He will bend over backwards to make the guitar of your dreams, and he certainly did that for us.
He actually made 2 guitars because he wasn't sure whether Willy would like the other one that he made. So he made a second one just in case it would have gone too far into the treble Django territory. And then, Willy couldn't decide which one, and he kept on urging me to play the guitar, and I said, no, I'm happy with my guitar. It's good. I don't need another guitar. We don't need to buy another guitar. No, you've got to play it. Okay, so I picked it up and played, and that was it. I was in love, and yeah, and he was embarrassed. Jack was embarrassed. He didn't. He wanted to give it to us.
So
we insisted on
that second
we
one.
insisted on paying him.
Thank you, Jack Spira, wherever you are.
That's it?
So I don't know. I think they're going to tell us when it's the last question. No.
Renee asks, have there been any important daily rituals for you and your family during this time of isolation? Well, dinner, I guess, is always an important ritual, but it's not necessarily... But it's not something that you just do in isolation. You just do it every night.
I have a ritual, and I run at sunrise.
Yeah, that's true.
For me. It
that's
says for you and your family.
Well, I would say I had to give up. I was really getting stuck into yoga before all this struck, and I had to give up going to a yoga studio every day, and so I have adopted online yoga ritual every morning, and there's this crazy guy. His name's Duncan Yoga, and if he ever hears of this, I just like to say thank you, Duncan. You really make me feel inadequate every single morning, but I love it. He's a wonder to behold, this man, and he does a really good yoga class. So if you're in the market, I'd highly recommend it.
Ritual's a lovely word.
Dinner's good.
We have we've been doing a Friday night Shabbat meal, a Sabbath meal.
But that's also something that.
Yeah, but we're consistently doing it because
we don't have any gigs.
Well, we don't have any gigs, and we don't see the other side of the family at the moment because social distancing.
Because everybody's social distancing, right?
So we do that ritual,
and that's lovely.
Yeah.
Lisa asks, has there been one particular career highlight that stands out for you both? I have to say that it's really there are many career highlights, but I guess the one that pops straight into my mind is playing in front of Leonard Cohen. You too? Really?
Yeah.
The one, because it was so incredible. And
Rod Laver Arena, the second tour of
2011, and we had a 30-minute set in front of him, and he was, he'd done this concert in 2009 where both Willy and I was so part of an absolutely enchanted audience that gave him a standing ovation after every single song, and it was quite magical to be part of that, and then to actually be able to open for him at the Rod Laver Arena and to actually make an impact with his audience. And we know that we did because we sold something like 80 CDs in about 15 minutes after we'd finished. So we felt like we'd opened for our hero, and we touched the people that thought he was their hero too. So it was pretty special.
Yeah, that's
yours too.
There's just such a, I don't know if any of you saw Leonard Cohen, but he was an incredibly warm performer. So, he had a reputation as kind of being dour and depressing, but he was the opposite. It was just beautiful, and that spell was on the whole crowd. Even before he'd come out, when we came out, that spell was there. So, yeah, that was wonderful. So this is the last question. Thank you. This is from Ben. A question for both of you. Deborah, what do you enjoy most about performing with Willy? And Willy, same question to you. What do you enjoy most about performing with Deborah? Well, we perform in all sorts of ways. We have 3 daughters, so that was 3 good performances. That oh no, it's a family show, isn't it?
That's it's a family show.
Well, I'm talking about how to make a family, so I guess that is a family. Deborah, she is a forthright human being and a forthright performer, and she has an incredibly strong spirit and energy, which I'm sure those of you who are watching have possibly noticed. And she is that thing when singing, when playing, when not singing, when not playing. What you see is what you get. So I live with a very fierce human being.
I like playing with Willy because he always surprises me musically. He always remembers the words that I forget. Yeah, he's a good prompter. Yeah. I
was surprised tonight when you started again. I thought, well,
I know,
couple of wrong chords.
I felt like I should because I threw myself a curveball, so I wanted to get it right.
We actually played songs tonight that mostly
we don't
play. So
because we've been doing this quite a lot, so we've been, and I don't know how long these things live in the ether. So I wanted to kind of, change it up a bit and do different pieces, and but and the other thing is that he's so portable. I mean, like we're together. It's such an easy thing, and we can we can play big rooms and small rooms, and we go. We did a whole series of house parties from about 2004. We did hundreds of these things, and they were just really, it was just an extension of our lives, really, and to be able to share that with someone that you share your life with, and have all this memory trust together, that's a great thing to take into the future. Anyway, the Sound Gallery sessions continue at 7 p.m. next Wednesday, the 27th of May, with British concert pianist Yasmin Rowe.
Oh, that'd be wonderful in this room. This
Incredible.
Room does sound amazing, the David Lee Sound Gallery. It's been fantastic playing here and playing for you all. There are questions, so there must have been people watching.
Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you at a venue, perhaps, in the not too distant future.
2030, here we come.
Okay. See ya.
We would like to thank you and everyone involved in this experience. For more on the Sound Gallery sessions, visit monash.edu/MLIVE.